Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
Can you
hmm
introduce yourself first?
yeah. So hi, I'm Haruna Suzuki. Yeah, and I live in Osaka, Japan.
I would like to know about the people of Japan. Like I have read in books, and my history teacher has also told me that the people of Japan are clever and sharp. That part I know.
Mhm.
Can you tell me more
Um,
about your? Yeah.
so yeah, maybe I should warn you. I'm Japanese, but I used to live in Malaysia and the US, so I'm not necessarily like strictly Japanese in a sense. Um, so I may be talking kind of a third person perspective. But what I've noticed from in Japan is that everyone is very group oriented. They won't do anything they won't try to stand out. They'll try to fit in the sense that they would try to blend in as much as possible. So a lot of them they all wear the same kinds of style of clothings and fashion, and in a way it decreases or like it minimizes individuality. But yeah, that's one big thing that I've noticed about Japanese people.
So like I see like in Japan people work for 12 hours, 15 hours. Is that true?
Yes, it is. So it's I think against by law it's not supposed to be like that, but because there is a very strict work culture and everyone's expected to be very, very loyal to their company, it does end up being that everyone has very, very long working hours and a lot of people work for like 12 hours, 15 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so by that, can you tell me about your government of Japan right now?
The
Yes.
current government right now is very right wing. We recently got a new prime minister because our ex prime minister Abe, he had to resign because of his health concerns. And yeah, it really shocked everyone because it
Are the
was in the mid.
people are the
Mhm.
people happy with the government right now?
Um, I think it really depends on who you ask. In terms of the way they've handled the coronavirus situation, some people are satisfied, but other people, the government did receive a lot of backlash because they didn't do anything that was very strict or demanding. For instance, they just created a bunch of masks and they handed them out, whereas some people wanted them to have strict lockdowns and have more power over the coronavirus.
So you are also aware of 1942, right? World War II, the
hmm
nuclear bomb which was dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. So
hmm
by that, many countries had like broke and they would not come that hard, but in case of Japan they came very stronger after that.
hmm
So what's your views on that?
I think Nagasaki and Hiroshima was obviously a devastating tragedy, and I think the Japanese people learned to kind of build themselves up from that horrific experience. But I also think that it wouldn't have been possible without the US's occupation as well. I think when you were talking about the war, like the Nagasaki and Hiroshima bombing, I think you mentioned that it was in 1942, but it was actually 1945.
Oh,
Just
sorry.
so you know. No, 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 it's okay. It gets confusing.
Can you tell me about most beautiful places of Japan one should visit?
Yeah. I think Okinawa is one place that's very, very pretty. They have very beautiful oceans. I also think so Osaka. I live in Osaka, but it's a very local place, and I think the city is very beautiful. Obviously, some people might call it dirty, but I think it's very pretty, and the night lights are very nice to watch.
So genuine of you. Your main language people speak in Japan,
Oh yeah, so the main language is Japanese. Not a
Japanese.
lot of people speak anything besides Japanese.
Yeah, I have heard that foreign students going to Japan have to study or learn Japanese first, then they can study there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you want to study in Japan, you usually have to what was it? You usually have to have a certain level of Japanese in order to come here.
Okay. So I really wanted to know about the lifestyle of Japanese people in terms of clothing and fooding. I have heard of
Mhm.
sushi a lot,
Oh yeah, so
like overall lifestyle.
okay, so in terms of overall lifestyle, I think we have a very simple lifestyle here. Um, it's it's not very crazy. We have it's very in a way like you said before, like it's very sharp. It's because everyone has long working hours and everyone's very loyal to their company. It's always just wake up in the morning, go to work, come home, sleep, wake up in the morning, go to school, come home, sleep. So yeah, it's a very simple lifestyle here.
And can you tell me about the clothing?
The clothing, yeah.
Yeah,
So
on the basis of culture and tradition that Japanese people have.
so in terms of clothing, it's we don't wear like kimonos every day. It's very modernized, westernized. Everyone kind of wears the same kind of style, and like I mentioned before, because everyone wants to blend in, no one really likes to wear anything that stands out. So when you walk outside, everyone is wearing the same thing, basically.
And about the fooding, like
The
Japanese
food,
food, yeah, Japanese
yeah.
food is famous all over the world
So yeah,
because of its
Japanese food is.
hygiene and healthy. Because
Mhm.
it's hygienic and healthy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm really proud of my like culture's food. I think it's very healthy as well, compared to some other places. We what I've noticed is that we have a variety of foods for every meal rather than just one main dish and then like sides to it. But we have like very small dishes to kind of compose for our main meal.
Tell me about the festivals of Japan.
hmm so we have a lot of festivals, but I think my favorite is the ones in summer. So the summer festivals, um, we we have this thing called bon odori, which is a type of dance. So everyone wears these summer kimonos called yukatas, and we dance around Japanese drums, and we everyone just kind of gathers in a circle to like dance around the drums, and we have like little food stalls and games and yeah, and like firework festivals. It's really, really nice. Yeah.
Interesting. So by that we come to the next question that is related to diversity in terms of religion. What are the
Mhm,
religion people are found there?
So Japan is a very secular country. So you don't see a lot of people who are hardcore, who have or who are hardcore religious people. But some I think the main religion we see here is Shintoism, and Buddhism. There are Christians, and I've seen Muslims as well. Um, but the main, I think, kind of culture that we have here is a Buddhist culture. So a lot of the funeral, even though people aren't Buddhist, a lot of people have Buddhist funerals. hmm
As we all know that during this pandemic everything is stopped. So how is your government in Japan combating this situation?
So so the government's done, I guess, so because the numbers aren't like extremely high compared to the U.S. I think the government's done a pretty okay job, but I also think, for instance, like I said before, they created masks for every citizen in the country, or they've given out subsidies for people in the country to kind of get the economy running. So they've done bits here and there, but I think the main thing that kind of helped to keep numbers low was like the fact that everyone wears a mask here, and we have a culture of wearing masks in Japan.
You have a
Um,
culture of wearing masks. That
yeah, like even before, it's part of our culture to kind of think that if you're sick, you would wear a mask in order to not prevent other people to get sick. And that's just kind of our mentality. And so when COVID started as well, everyone wore a mask because you never know when you have COVID. So everyone just wore a mask to like keep themselves safe, but also keep other people safe.
Cool. So that's all from my side. Thank you for accepting the
Thank you
request.
so much.